there, and welcome back to Scrap with Penny, where paper meets story. Today, I thought I would go over what I call companion pages. When I shared this layout recently for pear tree cut files, I had someone ask me if I was going to do a companion page to this, and I thought, I should just really do a quick video on this. So this page actually is going to be a title page for my month in review for 2025, but I do have some examples of companion pages, and I thought I could kind of talk you through them. So here is a little album where I pulled some examples, and you can see that I've got several to talk through, so I'll just dive in. This one and this one are from a sketch bundle class that I took with Allison Davis. She did a Facebook group in 2020. She sold a bundle in May of 2020, this one right here, and she hosted a Facebook group where we went through, it says 20 two-page sketches. This is an example of what I would call a feature page and then a supporting page. Now, this is geared towards 6x6, and so you've got 4 6x6 pieces of paper over here. It makes for a very quick backdrop, and you've got all of your kind of attention and action going on over here on the left page, and I think this is a great layout. I like the idea of what I call a feature page and then a page that's a little more simple in its construction. And so I distinguish these from, say, I pulled this to show you. This is what I consider a standard double page spread, where you're taking the width of the two pages and you're having a design spread across it and tie them together, which is a very different look than, say, this one. This is the genesis, I guess, for the idea, is that a lot of Allison Davis sketches are geared toward this. And if you look at her double page spreads, you'll often see that she does what I call a feature page and then what I also call a wallpaper page, in that the entirety of the 12 by 12 real estate is usually covered with paper or with pictures. So this is another sketch from that May 2020 bundle that she sold in that Facebook group. Now, I think this is sketch 14 in that bundle, but I reconfigured the right side of the page because she had 3 4x6 photos here, and then she had a 3x4 here, a 4x6 here, and then journaling, something along those lines. But here's what I love about these companion pages, and what I want to show you is that on the right side of the page, you can rework your photo arrangement to match your photos. So if you have a lot of horizontal photos, then maybe you want to do 3x4s. You could do 2 columns of 3x4s. You can do, this is obviously a 4x6. And I printed these with my white little margins so that there'd be some space between them. And I do recommend that. I do recommend that your pictures have a way to breathe. And so initially I used the auto photo border that my printer would create. But in 2025, I went to creating white space with the Basil canvas. So you'll see that example. But classic, very design dominant left page, and then a very wallpaper looking companion page. And sometimes her sketches will have the dominant page on the right and the companion page on the left. But for my journalistic based mindset, I'm always going to lead with the headline on the left. It's just a quirk I have. And I know, if you flip through a magazine, sometimes you'll see magazine articles end on the left and a new article end on the right. But almost always on a magazine spread, I realize we don't look at them very much anymore, but on a magazine spread, your headline is going to be on the left side and it draws you in over here, and we read left to right. And that's just why I stick with my headlines on the left. Okay, now on this one, this is for another 6x6 sketch class that she taught. She did a 2-page bundle and then she did a 1-page bundle. And I pulled this because currently this is the only story I've told from Christmas of 2020. That was the pandemic. It was a hard year. We were by ourselves. And so I just have this one picture. But when I was reviewing my layouts and looking at what I could do, what I could share with you, I thought, this would be a good candidate for making a companion page and expanding the story. And so toward that end, much of the time when I start out making what I call a feature page, I don't necessarily intend for it to be a double page spread, but in preparing the page, I find that there's more story to tell. And so this is from this and this and this are all from a 6x6 paper pad class. So no companion page here, but I did put it into a note with the mention to myself, consider expanding on this story. Then on this next one, I intended this to be a one-page layout from the get-go, just about my birthday. And then when it was done, I thought, I could add to it. So this was for that 6x6 class. And then here is the wallpaper page that I made to support it. I think at some point I need to add some journaling on this somewhere. I guess I don't always journal. I thought I did, but very classic, very standard 4x6, 3x4. And you can see where you can just, move your pictures around. You can change your configurations, but you get a nice double page spread, and it lets you leverage the work of a feature page because you can usually get a quick secondary or supporting page. And then here's just the supporting page up close. This was a really good cupcake, and they have not brought it back. Okay, and then continuing on in that 6x6 class, this was a really fun layout. I was at my friend Nitra's in Minnesota, and we were all taking this 6x6 class, and we decided that we would work on this sketch together. And so I didn't go up there prepared for that. Nitra loaned me or gave me some sheets out of her Cartabella Toys paper pad, and I made this. And then when I got back home, there was obviously more story to tell. So I created this, and you can see on this one, instead of doing 4x6 up here, I did 4x4. And then I did two little 2x2 photos here and two 2x2 photos down here. So you have endless ideas or endless possibilities on how many photos you can get onto the page and get documented. Now, this one is also, I think, part of that 6x6 class. Well, it would be a different 6x6 class because it's made almost a year later. But I wanted to show you on this, you can take your feature element and you can put, 80% of it on your left page and then put some of it over here. And so here's my gutter, and I've got one thin row of photos here, and then I've got, these other photos over here. So you still have what I consider to be a feature page, and it's just a slightly different look. This next one is an Allison Davis class kit from We Create, but it's a very standard Allison Davis design, I think. She's really good at implementing a grid on one side, and then you get this beautiful page over here. So when I did the 1,000 subscriber celebration live crop, I used a Halloween sketch for that was an Allison Davis Halloween bundle. And on that layout, this right page is almost identical in design, except I add some clusters to it. Now, her left page uses vertical strips instead of this circle element. But I mean, like I said, you can mix and match this all day long. You could take this page right up here and marry it with this grid on the right. So it's really, I think, a really good trick. This is another layout that I pulled where it was part of an online challenge group where we were working through another Scrapbook Generation bundle. And so these were one-page sketches, but I have more pictures from the zoo. I could pull animals. And so I put this one in a note with this one so that I could eventually come back and do a companion page or a coordinating page and get more of the story told. So fast forward to 2020, let's see, this was made in 2024. Fast forward to 2025. As a Simple Stories Retreat attendee, I won the Becky Adams class from the 2024 retreat that used Pack Your Bags. And I loved her designs and I love this collection and I love making them. But I've got more story to tell on travel than just one page. So I decided to create this design over here where I am adding in photos to supplement the story. And then I get some tags to go behind my journal strip. And this is really the beginning of a little formula that I developed for me that would work on these fancy feature pages. Now, I did this in March before I had my channel, but then on my channel, I made this one, and I have a process video for this. And this is another Becky Adams page from that class. But you can see here, I've got 1 4x6 and 4 3x4s. And then here I've got 6 3x4s. So I use my acrylic corners to come up with these interior margins. And I love how the cardstock looks between them. It just really became something I was enjoying the look of. Okay, so that was March. Then fast forward to the fall. I created this for the Pear Tree Design Team application. And so obviously you're going to go with a feature page look for design team submission. And I loved how this looked, but then I thought, you know what, I could elevate this layout by creating a companion page to it. And so I came over here, same formula on this side where I've got a stripe, a strip of paper, lots of journaling, and then some embellishments at the top and bottom. And so I continued the postcard edge look. So you've got a nice cohesive double page layout, but it was created completely at different times and I didn't know when I made the page on the left that I was going to turn it into a double. But this is a formula that works. And so here, instead of using smaller pictures and letting the white cardstock be the border, I went ahead and brought in more patterned paper. And I used the postcard edge die over here for some continuity and consistency. And I love how this turned out. Then here is the Halloween layout I did during the live where I show you the grid and the vertical bands. And so this is very similar in design to this right here. And so that's what I'm saying is if you can get some of these basic designs on the right in your tool belt, you can use them endlessly, because I don't think if you looked at this layout in my album that you would say, oh man, it looks so much like that Halloween layout she did on the cruise. I just don't see it. And they're spread out. They're not, next to one another. And I find when people look at my albums, they're more taken by the pictures and the memory, and they're not critiquing my work. I mean, for the most part, it could largely go unnoticed. And so here we are back to this one. And again, a Becky Adams design, beautiful feature page. And then I just stretch the mileage on this effort and come in and add the pictures to support the little weekend trip. And on this one, I journal on vellum, still using tags. If your collection you're working with doesn't have tags, you can certainly make them. You would just cut a little piece of pattern paper and put it on white, punch your holes, and you can make the little reinforcement or not. And I think it's a really cute look. So here's just a real quick recap look of all of the layouts that I consider to have companion pages. And this one here, and this one here, and this one here were all one-page sketches that I stretched using 6x6 paper. This was a 2-page sketch that I reconfigured the right page on. This is a 2-page sketch. I did it just as designed. But again, you could do a grid over here of 9 photos, just like this here. And then here is the beginning of me kind of coming in and saying, I'm going to kind of go with this Simple Stories tag look. And then this is Echo Park paper, no tags, but I had more journaling anyway. And this journaling is on white paper and it's trimmed up. It's not on vellum. And then finally, here's the last one. So let me know in the comments if you find this companion page idea to be interesting. And let me know in the comments if you would like to see more companion page activity from me. I could certainly do a process video for the zoo or for Christmas. And I like to share tips and tricks like this with you because I think anytime you see a beautiful 1-page layout that you want, that you're inspired by or that you want to emulate, but you have more story, this is a tool for how to deal with the rest of the photos. So you can make your beautiful page on the left and then be more utilitarian on the right. So I hope that you had some fun on your desk while I was talking you through this concept. And if you're one of my subscribers, thank you so much for showing up and being here and helping support the community. And if you haven't joined the community yet, I would invite you to hit that subscribe button. We've got all kinds of things that we're working on together this year. And I am going to wrap this up, move on to the next project. And as always, thanks for hanging out with me.
Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. I'll be back soon with more layouts, videos, and a little stash busted magic. So please come back and crop with me. Until next time, happy scrapping, and remember, this is where paper meets story. Bye-bye.